Welcome back for another book talk video. Today it's Science Fiction Sunday, and that means I get to talk about a sci-fi book. I'm going to tell you about Matthew W. Quinn's second book in the Long War series called The Atlanta Incursion. You can tell from the cover of the book and maybe from the title, the word incursion, that there's something going on with aliens. Now, this really surprised me for multiple reasons. One is my eyes misread the title of the book the first time I looked at it. And this is just my silly, stupid story, but I thought it said the Atlantean Incursion. I thought I was getting, a conspiracy story about the lost city of Atlantis, and that's just my bad. No, it's Atlanta, the city of Atlanta. What's nice is, as the sequel to The Thing in the Woods, this book brings back James and his girlfriend Amber. They are in the thick of things as there is an alien threat to the city of Atlanta. I enjoyed the book. To me, it was a 4 out of 5 read. I enjoyed The Thing in the Woods more, but that's probably just the down-home southern swamp town loving part of me. The first book was more of a Cthulhu mythos primordial horror book. So I was very surprised to see the author pivot to make the second book in the series science fiction with a story of aliens attacking the city and the characters trying to survive and deal with the alien threat. Though ultimately it does make sense, because when you stop and think about it, libraries and people who have their own bookshelves at home where they keep their own private libraries, where you divide books into different genres, often suffer from this problem of where do you put books like H.P. Lovecraft, Cthulhu mythos, and those kind of stories? Do you put it under fantasy because it is often associated with classic fantasy, published in those pulp serial magazines and short story collections, or do you put it under horror, suspense kind of books because it is also associated with them? Well, now we've got the third option coming in, and I'm glad that Matthew W. Quinn did this, because when you stop and think about it, a primordial evil is something that is from outer space. And so these kind of creatures are also science fiction. So it's a lot to think about, and depending on what library you're at or whose house you're at, looking at the books, you could find them shelved under the different sections. But I think that the author here is clearly telling us his series, The Long War, is going to associate these primordial beings as science fiction, as aliens, and something for us to think of in that manner. And that's great. In the story, before you get to reconnect with James and his girlfriend and what's going on with their lives, you first get to meet some new characters. And the standout new character is Javion Jackson, who is there at the beginning of this second book in the series. So he was not in the first book, and my goodness, does he have to deal with a lot of stuff in this story. So sometimes our point of view is following Javion, and then sometimes it's following James, or it could switch over to Amber at times, or one of James's friends, Eli, his best friend from growing up. A lot of different characters, and I believe the reason that we have this great cast of characters is not only to give us different points of view, but because Matthew W. Quinn puts a lot of political messages into his book. There's a lot in there to think about with racism in society when you've got Javion there. When you've got Eli in the story, you're thinking about anti-Semitism, how people are mistreating Jewish people or misunderstanding them. When you've got Amber in the story, you're thinking sometimes about sexism, people underestimating her because she's a woman. And there are also more political messages about the economy and that sort of thing that are just woven into the narrative as you have to deal with the alien threat. Also, you've got the references to the Men in Black characters, the government organization. It's gone in scale from small town to now large city, and so we've got the government agents who are more a part of it. One of my favorite elements of the story is that I love cookie cake, and in order to try to impress his girlfriend, James got her a cookie cake. So I give him a lot of credit for that. If you're looking for a fun story that has college-age characters that are dealing with an alien threat invading the town, then I think that you would like The Atlanta Incursion. Every day is a good day for a book talk. Peace.